Is it a great deal or not? Comps 101, episode number 4, where Jamil and I will show you, demonstrate how to determine if you have a great real estate deal or not for wholesaling or just in general. So you know what you need to do. Stand by. Let's get it.
Flip man, it's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.
Hello guys, this is Ty, aka the Flip Man, and welcome to Comps 101, episode number 4. Got my man Jamil out there in Phoenix. How's it going, JD?
You know, chilling, man. Just enjoying the hot Corona.
That's what's up.
It's hot here. It's a hot spot for the virus too. So it's a little bit scary, bro. Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm holed up in my house still. Haven't left since episode 3.
Mm-hmm.
So actually just sitting in the same spot since the last episode, guys. I don't know what to do with myself.
All right, man. So if you didn't know what you were looking at, is that what Jamil and I are attempting to do is to educate you on what makes a deal or not. And all starts with digging into the numbers, seeing what other houses have sold for, AKA comparable sales, AKA comps, AKA ARV, which means after repair value, which means what will it appraise for once it's fixed up. What's your definition of what we're here for, Jamil?
Well, guys, again, my definition is that we're here to find out what's a good deal, what's a bad deal, right? What you should spend time on, what you should run away from or not waste time on. A couple of things, just quick notes off the cuff that I want you guys to pay attention to. Note that we're not going outside of a subdivision when we're looking for a comparable property, right? Note that we're not crossing major roads. Note that we're comparing houses within the same 5 years of construction and the same property type. So if we have a single-story house, we compare that with a single-story house. If it's a 2-story house, you compare it with a 2-story house. This is comparables, right? So you have to compare apples to apples, not apples to grapes. Make sure you're looking for the apple, right? So follow along with us, guys, because this is a practice. This isn't something that, you just are naturally good at, right? This is something that you learn. This is something that you do over and over again. And the more you do it, like anything else, the more muscle memory in your mind you'll get, the more proficient you'll be, and the better wholesaler you'll become. So with that said, Ty, let's hear from our sponsors.
Over to our sponsor.
What's cracking? I'm Jamil Damji, and I was looking for Ask Flip Man all over the internet. I could not find this man to save my life. I was tracking him down, and then I figured out I could skip trace him. And where did I skip trace him at? Skip2flip.com. Skip2flip.com. What do you want to tell him?
He overpaid. You don't have to overpay by simply using the code FLIPMAN.
Use code FLIPMAN, guys. 15 cents skips. Skip2flip.com.
And we're back.
Oh my God, I want some of what they're having.
All right, man. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it. So, Jamil, if you want to share your screen, and I'll pull up property.
Sure will. Okay.
All right. So let's start with, we're going to go to Portland, Oregon. I don't think we've ever went out there before.
I want to visit Portland, Oregon. I hear it's gorgeous.
Yeah, especially, maybe a little later in the year. Probably hot everywhere now, right?
Mm.
Yeah, so 9265 Southwest Edgewood Street, 97223.
I got a 1952 square foot. Ty, what's the subject property?
All right, let me look that up. I gotta know next time to have that ready to go. So the subject property, 2196 to be exact.
Okay.
4 bedrooms, 2 baths. I think this is a condo though.
It's a condo. Okay, let's.
Let me make sure that we got the same like properties here. No, it's a single family. It's single family. Okay. All right. Let's roll with it.
Let's roll with it. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we're within 200 square feet. So the square feet that falls in the parameters. What gives me a bit of issue, Ty, is that the subject property is a 4-bed. This is a 2-bed.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be an inherent value to those 2 bedrooms, and at this square footage, it's going to be quite a bit, right? I'm going to put it at least 20,000.
Okay.
Now looking at this was sold in 2019, and the Zestimate at 300K, and the Zestimate is 307 so Zillow believes the ARV on this house is around 310 grand, right? Now let's look at the pictures here. So as you can see, the flooring is ripped up. The kitchen is dated. This property, ooh, look at that, torn apart in some spots. This property needs a full remodel. Okay. Now let's just take a look at the map and see what we can see there.
The subject property, they have it under contract for 360.
360. So let's look here. What's this? And what's the year built? Do you know?
Year built was 1966.
66.
The lot is 8712.
Okay. So I can already tell you this is a brand new build, right?
Okay. That
so
won't
this
work.
can't be a comp.
Mm-hmm.
So let's keep looking over here. What's this 490? All right. So this is a 3.2, 1750 square feet, 490,000. Sold in 18, man. So it's gone up since then quite a bit. And Portland, Oregon is a popping part of the country.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of activity out there. Zillow thinks this is worth 520 grand, and it's 300 square feet less than your subject.
Yeah.
And has one less bedroom, right? So,
Yeah.
So let's get in a little bit closer here and just see some more, because I'm starting to. What is the subject property under contract for?
360.
This would be considered a nice remodel.
Mm-hmm.
It's smaller though, and it's sold at 420. So I'm in agreement, man. I think that and here's that's a 3,000 square footer, so we can't use that. Let's look at this Let's look at this 460.
That's good close right there, close, isn't it?
Yeah, and this looks like an older construction too, and this was sold in 2020. So this is the comp.
The 459. Okay.
459. This is the comp for sure. But now look, this is nicely remodeled.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do we know if your property is a 2-story or a single story?
One moment. I'm not finding the stories here. Let me see. From just a picture that I have, it's 2 stories.
Okay. And what year built?
66.
So this is 86. I'm not loving that, but that could be a Portland thing, because we've got such a heavy discrepancy in year built out here.
Mm-hmm.
It could just be that up in Portland, they're a little bit more forgiving, you know?
So give them the term. What that is called when you can't find close within 5 years, up or down. Nearest and best is what it's called.
Yeah, nearest and best, and I think that would be the appropriate phraseology, Ty, to use here. So I would say that I think that we have a 460, maybe even a 470, 475. Well, I'm going to call the year construction and the 200 square feet discrepancy a wash. Okay. So I'm going to put ARV of this thing at 460.
Okay. So you got it for 360.
And he has it at 360. And so for Portland, Oregon, I'm going to say that's a little bit tight. Okay. But it's an appreciating market, and so I think that it's a potentially sellable deal. Okay. If I would be more comfortable under contract at about 3.25, but I think it's worth a try. That would be one I tell my team to try.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
So I think it's got some legs. So I like that.
All right. So we'll roll with that. So the next one is in Philadelphia. The address is 4142 Poplar Street, 19104 if needed.
So this is another one sold in 20. This might be a little bit too new for us, but what's our subject in terms of size, bed, bath, and square footage?
All right. I think it's going to be exact, so we can find another one that hadn't sold or whatever. So it's a 5.1, 1830 square feet.
Same house.
Yeah. And it was built in 15, lot size 1306.
Built in 1915.
Yeah.
This is this is the same.
And they have it under contract for 100,000.
I think that's a deal because I think that ARV is what this sold at 280. So if they have this under contract for 100K, yeah. So there was a sale in 2019 for 73 for a similar style house. This 279, I gotta say, Ty, bothers me.
It's an outlier.
It bothers me, bro, because everything else around here isn't.
Blow that up a little bit. Let me see. Yeah. Hone in on that a little bit more if you can. Zoom in. Yeah, I don't see anything even close to that that's sold.
Like there's nothing else here that's in that range, and so a part of me feels like this. You can't use this 279 because like everywhere else over here, we're in under 100. We're sub 100.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm gonna say that makes me nervous, and I would not call this a deal.
Okay. So, you guys, you understand what's going on here. That 279 is an outlier, right?
Yep. Because there's nothing else here that supports that number. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing here supports that number. This number here is so out to lunch that it could have been. Now, when properties record on a bulk sale, so somebody could have bought 4 of these things on one contract and it recorded at 279.
Yep.
And that could have been what happened. So I'm going to call this 279 an outlier. I'm going to say 100K is going to be too rich for this deal.
Okay, boom. All right, so now we're going to go to the great state of Florida.
Florida.
All right, 2909 Madison Street, Hollywood, Florida. That's right there near Miami. 33020.
Hollywood. Hollywood. There's 2 Hollywoods, one in LA and one in Florida. All right, cool. So this was sold for $50,000.
All right, the subject property is 1431 square feet. The lot size is 6368.
Okay, year built.
1955.
Cool. And what does he have under contract at?
240,000.
So Zillow, for whatever reason, thinks his estimate on here is 51,000, and it's probably because of this 50,000 recorded sale in 2019. These numbers are out to lunch.
Yeah, so we're gonna dive in.
All right. So now, what are we looking at? Here's a 265. And how big was our house again?
I think it was 1430 something.
All right. So, and it's a 2-1 you said though, right?
Yeah, 1431. Yeah.
2-1. So this has an extra bed, an extra bath, and it's sold in 18 for 265. So that tells me that we're over 260. We're around 260K, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's one sold 2-1, 1241 square foot, very similar to about 200 square feet smaller than our subject. So I love this comp.
Mm-hmm.
And so it sold at 270. So that's starting to make me feel like our subject might be worth about 280. Okay, let's keep looking. 330. Okay, what's special about this one? It has a pool.
10 grand. Explain the pool.
10 grand and a huge lot. So a pool will add about 10 grand in value to a property. Even though it costs 30 grand to build a pool, an appraiser will only give you $10,000 in value for a pool. But this has a larger lot. So I can see why this sold at 330, right? So now I'm starting to feel like our subject might be worth around 300. This is an 18 comp, so there's newer stuff to use. What do we got over here? This is too big. This is a 2.2, again, an 18 comp, so it's a little bit older. But, Ty, I'm starting to feel like our subject's probably worth 300K.
You got it for 240, so nothing there. Huh?
Not a deal.
Not a deal. All right.
Not a deal.
All right. All right. So you can stop sharing your screen, bring us back on. And so boom, there we go. All right. So guys, we got good 3 comps in, and make sure you post your questions in the comment section of this video. If you have any questions, I normally answer every day or so. Jamil may check them out every now and again. And you have questions on anything, just always on any of my videos, you can post questions. So before we get out of here, Jamil, on this episode of number 4 for Comps 101, anything else you would like to share?
Yeah, I want you to go back to watch episode 1. Go back and watch episode 1 and look at those comping rules, guys. Those appraisal rules are extremely important to learn. Snap a picture with your telephone when the screen gets to that whiteboard of the appraisal rules, and just save that in your favorites in your phone. Those are rules you're going to want to recite to yourself before you go to sleep, so they find their way into your subconscious and make their way into the way that you think. All right? If you can think like an appraiser, then you're going to think like your buyer. And if you can think like your buyer, then you're going to think like the man who's going to write the check.
All right. Now, before we get out of here, we're going to send it over to our sponsor.
Woo!
What's cracking? I'm Jamil Damji, and I was looking for Ask Flip Man all over the internet. I could not find this man to save my life. I was tracking him down, and then I figured out I could skip trace him. And where did I skip trace him at? Skip2flip.com. Skip2flip.com. What do you want to tell him?
He overpaid. You don't have to overpay by simply using the code FLIPMAN.
Use code FLIPMAN, guys. 15-cent skips. Skip2flip.com.
And we're back.
Gosh, I like those guys.
All right. So, guys, we really appreciate you joining us for this episode, number 4, Comps 101. Hopefully this was helpful. And we'll see you next week. And we'll see you on the flip side.
Later.